There's a new and upcoming pro in North America Central who just did the impossible and dethroned Peterbot. Everyone, I would like you to meet Craze. Craze is an up-and-coming pro who recently just switched teammates from Bucky and Ocus to now playing with Bugha and Threats, and he's seen success in trios as well. However, in today's video, we're going to be breaking down how he ended up taking first place, just edging out Peterbot in the most recent solo Cash Cup final. Craze is landing at Seapport City, and besides the vault, there is a ton of good reasons to land at this POI. This POI is one of the more loot dense in the entire map. It boasts a respectable 57 chests, a significant amount of go bags with 10, also ends up having 22 slurp barrels, making this one of the more loot dense places on the map. Now, in this early game, you're going to see Craze is going to use a very smart strategy to claim the vault. After getting over, he's going to break the barrels and continue to throw down these scanners to make sure that no one third parties him. You may be wondering why he's carrying this ray gun, and it's simply just for the vault, as it does a ton of damage here and makes it the fastest way possible that you can claim the loot. He quickly and effectively is able to claim this entire vault for himself, giving him a significant amount of gold, some dill bits, and a significant amount of shields so he can rotate out. After securing the vault at Seaport, he is going to immediately leave and head over to the black market to use all of the gold which he had just secured for the vault. He's able to top out on bigs here at the vault, as well as secured 3 medkits. Now, he's going to smartly play for some impacts here, as first he peeks into a cone, and as another opponent runs directly in front of him, he's able to one-pump him, and now he has secured the bat, which obviously is going to give him a significant advantage. He is going to repeat this exact same process, however this time he's going to sit on a right-hand peak and wait for a weak opponent who is desperately trying to go to the vault to get some heals, and he's able to get an easy elimination with the AR, topping off his materials and loot, making him already set up to do incredibly well in this game. When the next zone pulls, he is not incredibly greedy, as he simply just uses his bat, and once he gets to edge, he immediately boxes up here. He's also going to be granted a free elimination onto an opponent who didn't protect their back, giving him some additional loot, even though he really doesn't need anything at this time. With him boxing up on edge, the next rotation could have been difficult, but he is very fortunate here as it pulls directly onto his head for 5th. However, when 6 pulls, take a look at how he attacks this zone. Instead of using a splash here, he just waits simply and then immediately goes, making sure to block off his back as opponents come through. This time, he's not satisfied being on edge, and he goes directly to the half and half point until he ends up getting shot here, which puts him in a fantastic position for next zone. Once he's established, he sees an opponent on his lair, and since he has the mythic drum gun with the thermal scope, he's able to get a shield crack, which is going to obviously invite a lobby focus, and he's able to pick up another refresh here, despite really only needing around 30 extra builds. Take a look at this next rotation here, as it shows how smart that Craze is and focused in this game. Instead of focusing on eliminations here, you can see that he's scouting and he already has his pre-splash ready, waiting for the pull, immediately pops it and goes, putting him directly at front sight after eating a little bit of damage though, but at least he's in a fantastic position to look for hold. By getting to front side, he's easily able to tarp in, and he's going to once again get another favorable pull here. Instead of being quick though, this time he wants to maximize his movement and he waits for the zone to expand, eventually just making sure to make a nice and safe rotate, and he's able to get in here without taking any damage. And because he's ahead and has a thermal weapon, he sees his opponent peeking through a cone here, and he gets another refresh, and also smartly doesn't grief his game going for it, as the loot ends up falling down onto lower layers of congestion. He once again gets another favorable pull here, however we're going to see some minor mistakes. He's going to elevate here, and this time you can see he goes 2 tiles without blocking his back, forcing him to eat a lot of damage. When he tries to double box here and get his big off, unfortunately he ends up getting fought, and he's forced to a lower layer, boxing the wood. He also ends up trying to take these seals on top of another opponent's builds, and he nearly ends up going down, but with good ping he's able to hold, and he's able to also secure a refresh here. Unfortunately, replay bug doesn't show how he secured it, but with that refresh, he's able to continue on in this endgame. After boxing up, he's going to be granted another refresh as an opponent lands on his lair here, and he's able to crack him for around a little bit of damage, but he's going to finish it off with the mythic drum gun here, securing another siphon refresh, allowing his endgame to continue on. After securing that refresh, he's going to once again shoot an opponent on his lair here, cracking a shield and able to pick him up from the higher lair. He makes a decision to drop down here, which I think is a mistake, because he ends up getting into a ton of congestion which he doesn't own, and another player jumps on his head. However, the awareness here is 200 IQ, as he ends up basically going around this opponent, cracking him and getting that elimination. But if you didn't notice, there's an opponent sitting there waiting for a window edit, so he doesn't go for the refresh here. He simply just plays his life, goes to the edge side of zone and boxes up, which was pretty impressive how fast it was in the moment. This next elimination is going to be the reason why he ends up taking this victory. He sees an opponent on the same layer of wood, he sprays in with the mythic drum gun, using his good aim here to end tracking to eventually take him out. Thus that opponent drops the mythic Chug Jug, which now gives Craze 400 shield to play with in the storm. He's going to box up, heal up, and then even prioritize his reload management before he goes for a height here, making sure that he's full HP. He attacks from the backside of zone. It's not a fantastic retake, but the opponent, who was already on wood, decides to simply give it up, and Craze now has the high ground here, which he's going to hold. You're going to see the calm, cool, and collectedness from Craze here, as after not having any materials on the high ground, he's able to jump down, pick up an elimination, and protect himself at the same time. He quickly throws a backwards rampant wall for protection, runs out of mats, quickly ducks back to the left to avoid taking any damage, and he can do this because he has a mythic Chug Jug as well as Siphon. He sits here and waits as his Siphon continues to keep him alive in the storm, and that opponent also unfortunately ends up going down to zone, and Craze ends up picking up this 11 elimination victory royale, which helped him take first place in this solo Cash Cup finals. Well guys, thank you so much for watching today's VOD review. I hope that you guys did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. And I hope I'll be seeing you in the next one. Peace.